push the wheels of the economy on the growth highway once again? The overwhelming response from senior representatives of India Incorporated seems to be a yes, with Narendra Modi-led NDA government occupying the power at the centre. That too with a sweeping majority and not with a fractured mandate.
Adani Ports has announced reaching to an agreement with L&T Infrastructure Development Projects and Tata Steel Limited to acquire 100% stake in the Dhamra Port Company at an enterprise value of 5,500 crores. The Dhamra Port is a deep draft, all-weather multi-user port located on the east coast of India in the state of Odisha. The port commenced operations in May 2011 and handled a total cargo of 14.3 million tons last year.
SR Ports has reported notching a profit of Rs 383.7 crores for the financial year 2013-14, up by 16% from the previous year figure. Revenue for the year marked an increase of 13% to Rs 1,637.4 crores from Rs 1,448.6 crores for the previous year.
Mahindra Logistics now has a private equity partner on board. The company has received an investment of 200 crore for a significant minority stake from Kedara Capital. In an exclusive chat with Logistics Times after the deal, Mahindra Logistics CEO Piyush Sarkari said, "The essential value that Kedara brings is the unique operating partner model where we stand to benefit not only in terms of the operating partner's experience and expertise, but also Kedara Capital's experience with evaluating and enabling an inorganic strategy."
Blue Dart recently declared its financial results for the year ended March 31, 2014 after its board meeting held in Mumbai. The company has reported Rs 124.4 crores profit after tax for the year ended March 31, 2014. Income from operations for the year ended stood at Rs 1,932.51 crores.
FedEx has announced the successful integration of its acquired AFL and UFL businesses in India. The company claimed that after successful integration, its service coverage has expanded from 4,000 postal codes to over 19,000 in India and has a fleet of over 1,000 trucks connecting cities and towns across the country.
France KLM Group recently announced enhancing capacity in its cargo business in India by increasing the number of weekly freighter flights from Chennai and Mumbai by 1 and 2 respectively to Amsterdam and beyond. The full freighter services from Mumbai have doubled from 2 to 4 from 1st April, while those from Chennai have gone up from 3 to 4.
Qatar Airways Cargo has started operating its weekly freighter service to Delhi. The first flight from Doha arrived at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport on 4th of May. Qatar Airways Cargo will operate the weekly service between Doha and Delhi using the Airbus A330 freighter, alongside the 2 daily passenger flights that Qatar Airways already operates.
LT15 launched by Logistics Times in recent past. It is a wonderful idea and it can reach to millions of viewers across the globe. I'm very happy to learn that this has already launched, and I will definitely go and see this regularly in future. I wish them all the best.
In the post-global meltdown scenario, a major change has really come up when it comes to freight distribution and transportation all across the globe. And that major change is a significant chunk of air freight consignment is now shifting to ocean. To talk on this and other related issues, I've got with me Mr. Dedrick D. Fruth, who is the ocean freight head of DB Shankar. Welcome to the face-to-face segment of our this episode. Do you subscribe to this theory that a major change has really come up in the post-global meltdown scenario?
To your point of the shift of air freight to ocean freight, yes, we do recognize that shift in our business. I have to be honest, we see the impact of this change to a large extent in our air freight business. The impact in the ocean business is not significant because of the size of the volume that we already move. And the size of the change from air freight to ocean is relatively small for us in ocean freight.
Okay.
But significant for air freight.
Is it a temporary trend which is going to correct itself in the time to come?
I don't think it is a temporary change. I think it's a change that is here to stay, because I believe that customers will look for cost reductions to offer their products to consumers at competitive pricing. And one of those solutions that they've now found is converting to supply inventory by ocean freight as an alternative. There will still be some supply being done by air freight, but once the market is being supplied, inventory is up and running, they now have found an alternative to feed the inventory through ocean freight, which is more cost efficient.
I would like to understand from you, I mean, as a leading global player like DB Shankar, how did you really respond to this kind of churning which was happening in the global market?
We basically...
In terms of change of this strategy?
Change of strategy as a global ocean freight business,
yes.
Or just purely on the air
because
freight?
Because of the impact of that shrinkage of...
The change of air freight to ocean freight, we have adapted our strategy to basically sit down with all our customers that are existing air freight customers, and have facilitated appropriate cost-efficient solutions to them to shift their air freight portion into ocean freight through the same partner, with the same visibility, with the same invoicing platforms that we currently have in place with these businesses, to make it as efficient as possible by still dealing with one person for their supply chain solutions.
So going ahead, I mean, will it facilitate the players which are there in the ocean freight segment to command probably a better rate, because the demand is going to be there more for the kind of services which they are providing?
You're suggesting that the additional air freight volume will allow logistics providers to buy better
LSPs,
rates?
yes.
I don't think, as I mentioned before, I don't think that the air freight volume impact in ocean freight is significant enough to really close the gap between supply and demand. We see that the trade lanes where rates are extremely volatile, there you have a much higher capacity offering in the market than there is demand. But the impact that air freight will make on that particular trade lane will not be big enough to stabilize rates on that particular trade lane.
I would like to just get a sense of, I mean, how your ocean freight division has really worked in last 2-3 years. I mean, what has been the kind of growth trajectory, which are those robust trade lanes which have really come up in the recent past?
The last 2.5 years, we focused on formulating and deploying our strategy, where we focus on our customers' business. We focus on supply chain solutions, so creating additional services to our customers, as well as revenue streams for DB Schenker. We look at our main trade lanes being traditionally Asia to Europe and intra-Asia. Whereas I would like to talk about intra-Asia a little bit more now, because it is the world's largest trade. Depending on which source you look at, the trade varies between 25 and 30 million TEU. And in that trade, we currently hold a 1% market share, where I also see moving forward in 2014 and 15 higher growth rates from a container volume perspective than any other trades. So definitely this is one of the areas in terms of trades where Schenker will be focusing more so than ever in the past.
What about a marketplace like India? I mean, is it in a position to really contribute robustly to the kind of growth and in your scheme of things, does the Indian market really figure prominently?
Yes, I mean India for us in the Asia Pacific strategy is a cornerstone with countries like China as well as Australia to formulate the growth for the future. Not discounting any of the other countries that are important for our growth. We've seen also in smaller economies like Vietnam significant growth to our benefit as well.
There are two things which I would like to point out, which pertains to the market conditions in India. About 10 years back, it was believed that it is going to emerge as a major economy, which is going to be one of the key drivers. Somehow or the other, in past 3 years, we are noticing this growth rate. It has lost steam. And number two, infrastructure continues to remain a major bottleneck. In that context, I mean, a player like DB Shankar, can it really aspire to have a major footprint all across the country?
I think yes is the answer to the later part of your question. I think DB Schenker has still the potential to play a major role in the logistics industry in India. I would say that we are already one of the top 3 providers in India with a very strong footprint. But if I now look at the ocean freight market share that we have in India, we have still a huge potential to grow. And we grow in the context of the market that is equal to all our competitors. So it's a level playing ground where we compete to basically offer the best products to our customers. In terms of the global growth, yes, we have seen global growth declining, but I would like to emphasize it is still growth. So when we expect for this year and for next year a growth of 3 to 4%, we have to also see the optimistic side of things, that it is still growth. Our industry still is faced with growth. Everybody should grow, and with a market share globally of 1.4%, it is my belief that DB Schenker still has a huge potential to grow in any market, but also including, of course, India.
I think Logistics Times has made a very smart move. It recognizes there is no growth without logistics. And by entering this space in this new innovative fashion, they've made sure that they will be part of this history. Thank you.
The National Centre for Cold Chain Development (NCCD) organized a national level workshop on 9th of May at India International Centre, New Delhi. The event was largely attended by nodal officers for cold chain development from different states. Some of the important speakers at the workshop were D.K. Jain, Additional Secretary, Department of Agriculture, Sanjeev Chopra, Joint Secretary, MIDH, R.K. Tiwari, MD, National Horticulture Board, and Pavnesh Kohli, Chief Advisor and CEO, NCCD.